Hi, I'm Brittney Sparrow, and I have one of the best jobs at Young Living because I get to work day in and day out with our Percheron horse team at the Mona Farm. Today, I'm excited to take a few minutes to share with you a little bit about these beautiful horses and why we have them at the farm. When Gary purchased the Mona Farm, he had a vision that someday it would become a destination to which families from all over the world would come and have wonderful and meaningful experiences together. He wanted for those who visited to see the aromatic crops, feel the earth, and have an opportunity to make a connection with animals. This idea of the farm being a place that families could gather and make these connections is evident in the previous names that Gary gave to the Mona Farm, including Young Living Family Farm and Young Living Heritage Park. Because Gary grew up farming and logging with horses, he had an especially deep bond with them and knew that the Mona Farm needed these amazing creatures. As the saying goes, there is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man. Many years ago, when Gary and Mary went to the National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado, and watched the draft horse show, Gary fell in love with the majestic Percheron horses. Percherons have an elegant presence and a rugged musculature, and they exude both beauty and power. A little-known fact is that the Percheron horse originated in France, just like the lavender that's grown at the Mona Farm. From the moment that Gary saw the Percheron horse team in Colorado, he began to have a dream that one day a Percheron team would represent Young Living in parades and draft horse shows across the country. To Gary, horses represent a simpler way of doing things, a way of going back to one's roots, and keeping horses at the Mona Farm represents his commitment to providing authentic, old-fashioned essential oils, just the way Mother Nature intended them. Of course, if Young Living's Percherons are going to represent the best, they need to be the best, and Gary was never one to shy away from a challenge. He set his sights high and had two specific goals for the Percheron team: win the Percheron Congress and the Six-Horse Hitch World Championship. These are the two most prestigious draft horse events in North America. Gary's dream came to fruition in the fall of 2018, but unfortunately, Gary was not there in person to see it. Earlier that year, his Percheron horses pulled the wagon that carried his casket to his final resting place. But that was not the end of Gary's dream. It was still alive and shared by Mary, Jacob, and Joseph. In the fall of 2018, fueled with a sense of obligation to carry on, the Percheron team took the championship at the World Congress and dedicated the win in memory of Gary. After that emotional achievement, they springboarded into the next year and captured the Six-Horse Hitch World Championship. Although not here physically, we know that Gary's been along for every drive. This past year, Jacob was able to witness the fulfillment of his father's second goal for the Percheron team. During the Six-Horse Hitch World Finals in Shipshewana, Indiana, Jacob watched as the Young Living Percherons competed on 3 nights in front of 3 different judges. On the final night, no one cheered louder than Jacob when the spotlight turned towards the Young Living Percheron team and they were declared world champions. It was a feeling like no other, and all of us shared tears of joy. Gary was right that these horses would help start conversations and open doors to share about the power of essential oils. When people see such a massive animal that is as gentle as a kitten, they want to know more. We often find ourselves answering questions such as, what oils do you use on the horses? Do they have a favorite oil? And the list goes on. If you are attending convention in person, we hope that when you visit the farm, that you will drop by and say hello and get up close and personal with these phenomenal athletes that weigh more than 2,000 pounds. Also, when you are here, be sure to take a wagon ride around the farm. If you are attending convention virtually, we hope that you will be able to visit the Mona Farm in the future. The farm is generally open to visitors 6 days a week, but sometimes our horse teams are out on the road competing in shows across the United States as ambassadors for Young Living. The Percheron horse team serves as more than a visitor attraction. The horses at the Mona Farm help share Young Living's story and Gary's dream. I feel blessed to be able to work so closely with these magnificent animals, And I hope that when you see the Percheron horses, that you take a moment to pause and admire the beauty of one of God's grand creations.